everyone. I hope you had a great weekend, and as promised, here's the first video where we're going to be making a berry upside down fruit cake. So here are the ingredients. Okay, so we are going to need granulated sugar, butter, cake flour, baking powder, salt, milk, eggs, and vanilla. Guys, I'm so excited about this recipe. It's so fresh, it's so colorful. I feel like it's great for the 4th of July coming up. So I'm so excited about this. I've made it before and friends and family have loved it. So let's start. We're gonna start with our dry ingredients. We're gonna make sure everything's sifted and ready to go. And we're gonna combine them together, okay? So I'm gonna combine my baking powder, my salt with my flour as well. And I guess we can leave the sugar here since we're gonna mix it at the end. But everything's sifted and ready to go. We don't want any lumps. We don't want any little balls of flour hanging in our cake. We want everything to look smooth and beautiful. So once we have this ready, we're gonna mix all of our wet ingredients. So this includes eggs, milk, and vanilla, okay? So we're gonna take our milk, we're gonna take our vanilla, and let's get this out of the way. And it's always important to keep our area clean, just because, you know, for sanitary purposes. And it's a good habit to develop. All right, once we have everything ready to go, we're gonna start with our butter. And let's go over to our mixer. Okay, let's open this up. And I have in here 3 sticks of butter, and we're gonna stick them in there. So let's take this off first because we don't want to have this in the way. I'm gonna take a spatula and we're gonna put this in there. You know what? Let's just take the bowl out. Okay, so let's keep everything to the side. So we're gonna mix our sugar with our butter. And here we're gonna do something that's called creaming. So we're gonna let it go for about, I would say 3 to 5 minutes. Make sure our end product looks creamy and fluffy. All right, let's put this in our mixer. Place our attachment. And since our mixer is gonna get going, I'm gonna stop here and we'll resume once it's all ready to go. Guys, this is looking amazing, but we're not done yet. We're practically halfway, and this is the time where we're actually gonna scrape down the sides for our butter. This has already probably mixed about 3 minutes. So we're gonna let it go for another 2 minutes. Just kind of wanted to let you know that this is the time where you go ahead and scrape down your bowl. And just let it go for a couple more minutes. Guys, our butter and sugar are ready to go. It is fluffy, it is white, it's just the perfect, how exactly I wanted this. So here it is, so you can kind of take a close look at it, at what it's supposed to look like. So now that we have this all creamed and ready to go, we are going to go ahead and add all of our dry ingredients, which is the flour, the salt, the baking powder, and we're just gonna go ahead and add it in here. So let me take this spatula again. Just try not to make a mess. All right, let's just be very careful, because if you're not and you start your mixer on high, this can splash all over and you can have a disaster. So let's just be careful. Let's put this in here to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the mixer. And again, because it is going to be so loud, we're gonna resume after we mix this in. So far, I've mixed this in only for 10 seconds because The only reason why I did this because I didn't want it to splash, and I just kind of wanted to get the flour mixed in there. But just 10 seconds, don't let it run too long. And add half of your wet ingredients in there. Again, make sure you're very careful. You start this off on low. You don't want this splashing. There you go. So let's add a little bit more. Slowly. And we just let it go. Okay guys, this is looking beautiful. Let's go ahead and scrape the side and add half the rest of the wet ingredients in there. There you go. And let's close this up again. And let's do slow again. Very important to do slow. Just until it mixes, and then once you see that you're good to go, you can go ahead and just mix it all at medium speed. That's what I've been doing. I've been mixing it at medium speed this whole time. So let's go ahead and mix this. And let's mix it for 3 more minutes, okay? Take a look at this. It's just perfect. And it smells delicious, even though I know it has not baked yet, but I am very excited about this. Okay, now that we have our batter, let's scrape it off a little bit with our spatula. We don't want any of this to go to waste. Let's see. Now that we're done, let me put this back here with the rest of my dishes. And let's give it one last scrape down. Let's mix it all. Look at how beautiful that is. Hold on, let me bring one of these so I can hold my spatula. Let's clean our area. And I like to show you the ingredients for our second part of this recipe. We're gonna be using the marshmallows are just for decoration. I thought they looked pretty amazing, but you don't need marshmallows. What we're gonna be needing is strawberries, and I cut them into 4 sides. So let me see, I think I cut like 6 strawberries for this. And then I also have about half a cup of raspberries and blueberries, which are gonna give our cake a beautiful blue color. So I would say this is about half a cup as well. And then the mint is just for decorations. So I actually cut this from my garden. And then I have some lemon, which we're gonna zest as well for our cake. And then we have some sugar. I'd say I have about a cup here. It's not really measured because we're just kind of have to eyeball it once we put it in there. Okay, so now that we've talked about our ingredients, let's go ahead and assemble this, okay? So for this first part of this, I'm actually baking this on a Bundt pan. So we're gonna go ahead and take our sugar, which is gonna be the first thing we're gonna put on this. I've actually gone ahead and sprayed the pan around it, and that's pretty much all you have to do. Just spray it well, because I love how the sugar that we're gonna put at the bottom is kind of going to melt with the juices of the fruits. So you don't have to worry about it sticking. It's just gonna come out nice and glossy. Just go ahead and sprinkle it to the bottom of the pan. So like you see, I'm just sprinkling. Do a lot of sugar. Like I said, this is actually going to melt as the fruit releases the I think this is enough. There you go. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and take our strawberries. So we're gonna kind of gently put them in there, all around. So you kind of get this like nice caramelization at the top, at the end, and you don't even have to worry about it sticking. All right, so once they're done, let's go ahead and add the blueberries as well. Let's go ahead and add a whole bunch of blueberries. I mean, I love this cake because of all the fruit it's got in there. Just gives it this great look and taste. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the raspberries as well. There you go. This kind of already looks like the 4th of July, huh? Like I said, it's a great cake. When I was looking at it, I was like, this would be great for a 4th of July. So now, so we give it like kind of a lemony flavor. We're gonna go ahead, let me get my zester, some lemon zest. Go ahead and add it in there. Okay. So go ahead and add as much as one. I'm actually gonna do the whole lemon zest. Okay, I think we're about done. Let me put this right here. All right, guys, so as you can see, it's already looking amazing. It's got so many colors. So now it's time to put our batter in, which I have right here. So let's go ahead and start that. Just go around the cake. Go ahead and go around our cake and just smooth it out. You don't want to go ahead and fill your pan all the way up because you want it to have room to come up. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and put this in the oven. This recipe actually would make 2 Bundt pans, but for now we're just gonna make one. Once this cake is ready, I'm gonna show you the end results. So do not go anywhere. Our cake is ready. It's right here. I actually took the time to cut the top crust off to save some time. What I did was to check that it was done. I just stuck a knife, and it's supposed to come out clean. Then you know it's. Now we're gonna flip this, okay? So let me get my gloves. Right now, it's not hot, it's not cold, it's kind of a warm temperature, so that's what you want it to be. You know what, let's kind of detach the cake from the side. I have this little spatula that I love that I can do it with. Go all the way down, but carefully. All right, now that we have it detached, let's get our gloves. And we are going to flip it over. Once we've done that, let's look at that beauty. Didn't I tell you? You don't need a sauce, you don't need a glaze. This right here makes for a perfect Bundt cake. And I'm so glad that I get to share this with you because a lot of my friends look at this and they're like, wow, that is amazing. And to be honest, it's a simple recipe. You just gotta put some love into it. That's it. So now we're gonna decorate it around. I cut up a couple of berries. I have raspberries, some strawberries and blueberries, and of course my mints that I showed you earlier. So all we're gonna do is just put it around. Just, you know, like there's no rules for this. However you want to do it, go ahead. Just some strawberries. All right, so some blueberries. Just lay them. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be at a certain angle. Just as long as it looks pretty to you, that is all that matters. And it's so simple. Like I said, you don't need a glaze, you don't need anything else. This is perfection at its simplest. Oops, some of those blueberries that don't want to stay. And now let me use some of my mint leaves. Amazing. Guys, please do not forget to subscribe. I have so many more recipes coming up. So last touch is actually lemon zest. So we're just gonna sprinkle that on top. You can actually, I did this for time purpose. Like I didn't want to, take more time. But you can actually grate this on top of your cake. It's probably easier. And ta-da! that is all, you guys. I hope you enjoy this. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to comment below. So, of course, always keep it nice, okay? I want us all to get to know each other and be comfortable with each other. So, definitely, if you have any comments, any questions, you can definitely ask me. And thank you so much. My name is Rosanna again. Do not forget to subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you so much for your time and have an amazing rest of your day.